somehow gets her legs opened by someone she met today. The movie begins with a family escaping a burning ship because someone forgot the food on the fire. They sail towards this island that has a bunch of gorillas living there. The family decides to build a tree house on the island from parts of the ship, I believe. One night, this little gorilla goes to chase a frog, but then gets hunted by this leopard, while the parents helplessly hear it get eaten. The mom is sad, obviously, but one day she hears a cry of a baby and goes towards it. She pulls up to the human's house and finds the husband and wife locked out of life, with some bloody paw prints nearby. Then she discovers the crying baby, sniffs him, then he gives her Ebola. She's a grieving mother, so she bonds with it, and while she's doing that, the leopard interrupts by trying to eat them. Wait, if the leopard was in the house the whole time, how did they not find the baby before she did? Anyways, this leopard is either really stupid or a PDF file, because it leaves a whole gorilla to go eat a child. That's like leaving a bucket of chicken to eat bread. She manages to protect the baby from the leopard. The nigger gets tangled in some ropes and they escape. She comes back to the gang and shows off her new bald gorilla baby. The leader of the troop, his name is Kerchak by the way, pulls up to inspect him. He gets pissed off when she says she's not returning him, but she stands on business. He asks if the baby was alone because he doesn't want his own family to be in danger. She said the leopard killed the baby's family. Then he says she can keep him, but he's not buying pampers for him. She names him Tarzan. Her name is Carla. This one's name is Turkina. Moving on. Some time passes and Tarzan grows up a bit. He has dreads now, which means he'll become a Yahoo boy in the future. And he's really good at imitating animal sounds. He goofs around. Kerchak still doesn't like him like that. And when he tries to make new friends other than Turkina, they tell him that he should get an elephant hair if he wants to play with them. And with the two little balls that he has, he frog splashes off the cliff to go get it. Then we're introduced to this baby elephant. His name is Tantor. He spots Tarzan and confuses him for a piranha. His family says there are no His family says there are no piranhas in Africa until this guy starts screaming, my nyash, there's something in my nyash. The elephant starts freaking out and they start stampeding towards the gorillas. This baby gorilla gets stuck in the stampede, so Kerchak goes to get it. But unlike Mufasa, they both survive the stampede. Turns out Tarzan actually got the hair, but then Kerchak pulls up and he doesn't look happy. Tarzan says it was his fault and that he's sorry. Kerchak says Tarzan almost killed someone, but I say the elephants almost killed someone because I want you to help me answer this. Is it the stone that killed the bird or the person who threw the stone? He says Tarzan will never be one of them, and Tarzan leaves. Homeboy is frustrated because he's not like the rest of the gang, so he proceeds to do blackface. Hey, voila. The mom comes and tells him that Kerchak is just tripping because he's had too many Heinekens and that they're Sisimisawa, they're the same, blah blah blah. After a montage of Tarzan playing around, swinging on vines and escaping death, he grows up and looks at me like I owe him money. One day they're chilling when all of a sudden that leopard pulls up on them again. Kerchak tries to fight it but gets leopard handled and it's looking like it's game over. Then Tarzan kicks it away. He also has a spear with him, so they start fighting. Tarzan is faster, but the leopard is sneakier. He scratches Tarzan's chest. This shit would have ended way faster if homeboy had a gun. They end up collapsing in some tree thingy. Tarzan comes out successfully killing the leopard. The gorillas are like, fuck Tarzan! Yeah, that's my boy! He lifts the leopard up and moans to the jungle. He goes to Kerchak, and right when he's about to earn his respect, they hear a gunshot and they have to move. I have a question though. Where did the dead body go? Where did the leopard's dead body go? Genuinely. Or where did it go? Tarzan decides to go explore what that sound was, then stumbles into Clayton, a high-key dickhead, Professor, a low-key bitch-ass nigga, and the one female on this whole island, Jane. Also, she's Professor's daughter. So basically, Jane and her dad came to Africa to study the gorillas and they hired Clayton for security. But I think homeboy has other plans. We'll get into that one later. The professor and Clayton leave while Jane runs into a baby baboon. She decides to draw it and homeboy likes what he sees, so he takes her book and ruins it just to look at his sexy self. At this point, if I were Jane, I would have let it keep the drawing, but obviously she's not me. She decides to trick it, making it sad and vexing the entire family. Wallahi, they look like gang members. I'm not even joking. They start chasing her to jump her, so big boy Tarzan comes to the rescue. She freaks out, her scream in the movie was actually so real. She loses her shoe and somehow gets her legs opened by someone she met today. He ends up saving her from the baboons. Tarzan doesn't understand what personal boundaries are, like that one weird lion that hates little dogs on my For You page. He takes her glove off and discovers that she has the same type of hand as him, which means she is his kind. Then he listens to her heartbeat. Dr. Tarzan, well done, I greet you. You freaky ass nigga. How do you explain to your parents what's going on the screen if they catch you watching this scene? Anyways, he makes her listen to his own heartbeat. Then he speaks, and it reminds me of this scene. Like,
I don't think we ever really got over that language barrier.
No, it's not your fault.
What the fuck? You speak English?
She starts yapping and he's like, shut up, woman. Then he says his name is Tarzan. She tells him her name is Jane, and then they hear a gunshot. She calls Clayton's name, so he thinks gunshots are called Clayton. Then he takes her back to her camp. Meanwhile, Turkina and the gang are looking for Tarzan when they stumble upon the humans' camp. And look, it's the teapot and her son from Beauty and the Beast. You should go check out the video, by the way. They explore for a bit and start making beats with the objects, as you know, niggas usually do. They end up trashing the camp, and when Tarzan returns with Jane, he tries to introduce them, but then Kerchak pulls up and scares the shit out of Jane before telling them to leave. When Clayton and the professor come back, Jane sounds crazy, talking about how she got saved by a wild man who was half naked who left with the gorillas. Back at the troop, Kerchak is telling everyone to stay away from the humans, and Tarzan is asking why he feels so threatened by anyone who is different from him. Then he gets pissed at his mom for not telling him that there were others like him. At the camp, Jane is busy describing Tarzan, and look at her freaky ass fantasizing. Oh my days. Clayton says Tarzan isn't real, but speak of the devil, the nigga shows up and this fucker almost kills him. Clayton tries to get him to tell them where the gorillas are, but my boy doesn't understand English, so Jane sets up a class for him, which low-key works. They teach him about space and how to read, while Jane's freaky ass keeps doing what she's doing. They spend some quality time together, and after swinging on some vines, they don't show this next part, but I am sure, and I can swear on my socks, that he piped her down that night. You can't change my mind, you can't tell me anything. The next day, Clayton tells Jane to ask Tarzan to take them to the gorillas because their boat is coming to pick them soon and take them back to England. And when she does, he refuses because of Kerchak. Tarzan does some solo learning and discovers this picture which he tries to recreate. When he goes to the camp, he sees them packing because the boat is already here to take them back to England. Jane wants Tarzan to come with them, and Tarzan wants to go and come back home, but she says that like if he leaves, he's not coming back. He begs her to stay with him. She runs away crying. Then this nigga comes and manipulates my boy, talking about some if only she had seen the gorillas. Oh well, then Tarzan agrees to take them to see the gorillas if it means Jane stays. He goes and asks Turkina and Tantor to distract Kerchak so that the humans can see the gorillas real quick, and the plan worked, so he takes them to see the gorillas. They pull up on his mom and he tells Jane that she is his mom. The mom isn't vibing with the idea at all and slowly backs away. Tarzan speaks in gorilla, then Jane joins him, and while they're doing that, the whole squad starts showing up. They interact with the humans while Clayton marks their location on the map, but then he gets his gun taken. Jane asks Tarzan to teach her how to speak gorilla. Yeah, okay, speak gorilla. This is teaching. This nigga is not only a doctor, he's a professor now. Kerchak comes back and is pissed as fuck, especially when he sees Clayton, so he attacks him, and Tarzan puts this nigga in a headlock, telling them to get the fuck out of here. Tarzan tries to apologize, but Kerchak says he's a traitor. Then he's like, what have I done? And leaves. Later that day, his mom takes him to his real parents' old treehouse, where he finds their family picture, and he realizes that his mom isn't his mom. My boy walks out looking drippy in some of his father's old clothes and reassures her that she'll always be his mom no matter where he is. Then he leaves to join the gang going back to England. His friends come to say goodbye, but they're too late. They get to the boat, but oh no, it's a trap. Jane has been captured, and they try to jump him, but he's a crafty gorilla man, you know. He tries to climb, but his shoes have no grip, so he falls. And you're telling me this guy fought and killed a leopard, put a fully grown silverback gorilla in a headlock, but isn't strong enough to body these two men? I call bullshit. Turns out Clayton set up the whole thing because he wants to sell the gorillas. This is where Tarzan realized that Kerchak was right the whole time, and that he just sold out his whole family because of one girl. So what did we learn again, boys? Pussy will always come first. Tarzan screams for help, which luckily Tantor hears, so he grabs Tekina and they go to save him, while Clayton makes his way to the gorillas. Meanwhile, Tarzan is freaking out because of claustrophobia, I guess. Tantor, yes, the elephant, somehow manages to climb the boat. I don't know how. They kick some ass and break Tarzan out, and he goes to save his family. The gorillas are chilling when all of a sudden, boom, colonizers. That is a a wild sentence. Kerchak gets caught while the other gorillas are being chased. Cut to Tarzan rushing home, undressing, and the gorillas getting captured. His mom gets put in a cage. Kerchak breaks free, but they catch him again. Then Clayton comes to get revenge, but before he can do that, Tarzan pulls up with the jungle behind him. He frees Kerchak, and I guess they're cool now. Then the gorillas are set free. They try to take Kala to the boat. Jane saves Kala with some help from her baboon friends. They get her out of the cage. Then a bullet grazes Tarzan's hand, so Kerchak charges over to Clayton, but unfortunately gets popped. But now he has Tarzan to contend with. Clayton isn't backing down though, so the two ended up fighting. Tarzan gets the gun, but he isn't a pussy ass nigga. He actually fights with his fist, so he breaks the gun. Then this nigga pulls out a cutlass and starts swinging like a madman. Tarzan restrains him with some vines, and as he's busy cutting them, he cuts too much and ends up accidentally offing himself. How do you accidentally off yourself, bro? Anyways, Kerchak apologizes for Loki being speciesist and tells him that he's the heir to the gorilla throne. So he calls Tarzan his son, then he dies. They mourn him for like 30 seconds, then Tarzan takes his place as the gorilla king and leads the troop. The next day, Jane bids him farewell, and it's a very, very emotional scene. But then on their way, her father says she could stay with him cause love, which she does actually. She hops off the boat and goes to her gorilla man. They kiss, and bro, this girl is a freaky ass female. She wants that gorilla man D, bro. She wants it jungle style. Alive. I need to stop, yo. Shorty really abandoned civilization because of one man. Get you a woman like Jane, bro. Get you a woman like Jane. Tarzan's game needs to be studied. The professor tells the captain to say that they were never found and goes to join his daughter. Jane's mother-in-law accepts her and she agrees to stay, so they all lived happily ever after. Moral of the story, we can all agree that Jane is a freak because this whole movie definitely happened within a span of 1 week. So I know it was that piping that he piped her down that one night, bro. Tarzan was laying down pipe. I'll catch you all on the next one.